Thank you for making the time.
Of course.
We are here at 007 First Light, one of my most anticipated games.
That's amazing.
I grew up with the games on the PlayStation 2, so what I saw here was it tickled my interest. But before we start, who am I talking to?
Hi, my name is Rasmus Poulsen. I'm the franchise art director for 007 First Light.
Thank you. And first thing, the question that probably gets asked a lot, you have a lot of experience with the Hitman games. Now 007, which is kind of the same beast, but also not. Can you tell me about the differences and how you tackle that?
Absolutely, kind of the same beast, but not. I think that's certainly one way to put it. We read the internet, just as I'm sure a lot of the game audience did, that IO would be a good candidate for a 007 game, and we agree. Which is why we approached MGM to with this idea of delivering a young Bond to the gamers. And yes, there are certainly a bunch of similarities in terms of civilian world, in terms of gadgetry and manipulation and things like that. But I would say that as a good guy, playing as a good guy is a huge differentiator, because obviously James Bond has a certain rule set that he works under in relation to MI6, and then he has a character as well where he there are certain things he wouldn't do. So to both follow, let's say, the rule set of his job title, or well, let's hope he gets it.
Yeah.
But that thing, as well as his character, his personality, there are a lot of differences in how you approach making a game like that, even though there are foundational mechanical, unification. Yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit about that foundation, because you have all the books, you have the movies, you have a whole franchise, but you also want to make it your own. Can you tell me a bit about that process?
Absolutely. So when you look at Bond, it's a 60-year-old franchise, right? Lots and lots of material and lots of different versions of that material. What we did was, obviously, we looked at the entire width of the franchise and analyzed Bond as a character throughout the ages, as well as all the way back to the books. And one of the things that we really worked with was Fleming's description of Bond as a not traditionally handsome guy, of course, with a big scar down the cheek, but a man who possessed certain qualities, and so we were inspired by all of these different things, and took a step back and looked at all these traits, and then discussed on the team how would we bring forth these traits in a younger man, where he isn't yet nearly as marred by the job. He hasn't seen what the job can do to a man over time. So he's still a little more sprightly, a little more energetic, a little bit more blue-eyed maybe, but still a go-getter, still taking chances, and still his dry British charm, obviously.
Yeah, we saw that in the demo. Like I said, I played it a lot growing up. You had all the things. You had campaign, you had car chase, you had combat. Very good explosive combat. I loved it, especially when he threw the gun, like that very much. But can you tell me a bit about crafting a campaign about a character, where you usually made games that are more hub-based?
Absolutely. So you're absolutely right that a James Bond story is really key, because that's the origin of the ideas and the franchise, and it's important for us to, getting the exciting opportunity to tell a story about a young Bond earning his number, of course, amazing opportunity for us and so much fun. But there are certainly different requirements for that in terms of the games we've produced in the past that have been a little bit more simulation based. And so cinematic action, linear storytelling, cinematic sequences with characters, drama, has been the key differentiator. And so our game, blends everything from more tightly controlled, narratively driven, more linear sequences, or cinematics that are fully linear, but sequences where the gameplay is a little bit more limited, in the sense that you will still have options left and right, but you will still have to think on your feet. All the way to pockets where the game opens up, maybe slows down a bit, allows Bond and the player to analyze the environment, maybe do a little social manipulation, eavesdropping, tricks of the trade. All the way through gadget use, right, where you can use your watch laser and your Q lens to observe and figure out if you want to approach the next step in a calm and, let's say, smoke screeny way, or if you want to smash some things up and start some ruckus. But of course, he's placed under the rule set of MI6, so he will have to be granted access, a license to kill, for that to happen, which is then determined either mechanically by the game when the enemies give you trouble of a certain scale, then you're granted this, or if we narratively feel like this next area we would like to give you a certain experience with that, then we grant you license to kill, and then of course all bets are off and all rules are off.
We saw that.
So an interplay between finely crafted more linear experiences all the way to the more open stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It looked very good. Another thing that I noticed is, if I say correctly, we are in modern times, right?
Correct.
So I'm sure in the concepting of the game, you thought about all the ages that Bond was in the media. What was the decision to opt for modern times over maybe 80s, 70s?
I mean, there are certainly many interesting opportunities there, especially when you think about it as wide as you do there. I think for us it was important that we had, because we knew we wanted to have a younger Bond.
Yeah.
We knew we wanted to have a Bond that was relatable. It's very, very important to us. And since the franchise has been existing for such a long time, maybe a gruff older Bond in the past might not be really fitting for us. So we knew we wanted to make something that felt appropriate for younger gamers, our audiences, and with that in mind, this was the obvious choice for us to get on this journey together, rather than maybe a meta trick of looking back or something. That felt like a few too many steps. This feels a little bit more, front foot for the IP and for us and for how we would like to engage with our audience on this.
Yeah, I really like the idea of having a story about earning the title, say. So I'm sure you're already, not that it's now, but I'm sure in the back of your head you're already thinking about like getting to those games after it, or is this just seeing how it lands first?
Well, I mean, Bond, as you mentioned, earn the number is the key, and right now we are solely focused on delivering First Light to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So a release date, was that already announced?
The 26th.
26. So
that's what we have for this.
So a final question I still have is, where are you guys based now?
Well, we have a Copenhagen studio where I work. We have Malmö, Brighton, Barcelona, and Istanbul.
How many people are working on it right now?
I'm not sure about numbers, to be honest.
Oh, that's a big studio.
But we are certainly working hard and punching above our weight, I would say, in terms of that. But we're working out really hard to deliver this project for you.
Oh, that's amazing. No, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And really looking forward to the game.
Me too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.